Read the first bill.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 168, a bill to be entitled, An Act Relating to Mental Health.
Senator Bradley, you're recognized to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, this bill is the Tristin Murphy Act. Tristin was a schizophrenic who took his own life in a horrific way only 63 days after arriving in prison on a felony littering charge. And you cannot know of Tristin's story. You cannot know of his parents who fought and struggled for Tristin for so many years. You can't know those things and look away. And I'm thankful to you, Mr. President, for not looking away. I'm thankful to his parents for sharing their unimaginable grief with us at a time when I know it wasn't easy. I'm thankful to Sheriff Purnell, to Jim DeFeedy for his relentless reporting and documenting of this story in very raw detail, because it needs to be talked about. The tragedy of Tristin is a painful reminder of what each of us here know to be true, and that is that the intersection between mental health and our criminal justice system is a very dangerous place for people to be. Jails and prisons in Florida struggle with how to manage our mentally ill population, which is where most of our mentally ill are now, in our jails and prisons. For the acutely mentally ill, the cycle is jail, a forensic hospital, living on the streets, and inevitably rearrest. And this bill will break that cycle. And it will focus our resources on treatment, long-term recovery, and stability. The bill makes multiple changes to address mental health in the criminal justice system to divert clinically appropriate defendants to treatment, not jail. It creates a model process for pretrial misdemeanor and felony mental health diversion. The goal of these programs is to identify defendants who have a mental health illness and, when appropriate, ensure they receive treatment rather than incarceration. Compliance of treatment is fundamental to the pretrial diversion program, and the court may only consider releasing the defendant on the condition that they comply with treatment. The state attorney holds the discretion whether or not to dismiss the charges and has the sole discretion in admitting any felony defendants into the felony pretrial diversion program. This program is intended for nonviolent offenders. The bill also expands the types of programs the Criminal Justice, Mental Health, and Substance Abuse Reinvestment Grant Program may be used for. Under the bill, these grants may be used to support specialized training for 911 operators and EMTs and veteran treatment court programs. Additionally, the bill provides that fiscally constrained counties are not required to provide matching funds. It requires that a defendant who is found incompetent and later regained competency to have a mental health evaluation and follow the recommendations of treatment if the defendant is sentenced to probation. This ensures that a defendant who is mentally ill is getting treatment as a part of his or her probation sentence. Additionally, for defendants who are sentenced to prison, it requires DOC to evaluate the mental health of inmates eligible for work assignments, work programs, and documents an inmate's approval prior to receiving such work orders. This will ensure that an inmate is not only physically capable, but mentally capable of the work assignment. The bill expands the list of counties that may establish a forensic hospital diversion pilot program by adding Hillsborough County to the list. This pilot program helps to restore competency and provide more comprehensive treatment. Lastly, members, the bill establishes the Florida Behavioral Health Data Repository to collect and analyze behavioral health information. Mr. President, that's the bill.
Thank you, Senator Bradley. Are there amendments?
None on the desk, Mr. President.
Are there questions of the bill? Okay. Senator Bradley moves the bill be read a third time. All in favor of the motion to read the bill a third time, please say yea. All opposed, nay. The motion is adopted. Read the bill.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 168, a bill to be entitled, An Act Relating to Mental Health.
Is there a debate on the bill? Senator Roussan, in debate.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And Senator Bradley, thank you for this very good bill. People need treatment and not incarceration. I was glad to see the data repository placed in this bill because actually that was the first recommendation of the Commission on Mental Health and Substance Use Disorders, created by President Pasadomo, and she appointed me to serve on that commission. And we saw the value and the importance of collecting data so that we can more fine-tune our ability to address mental health. I'm glad to support this bill, and I want to thank you for your work in bringing it forward.
Further debate on the bill. Leader Pizzo, in debate.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's obvious to all members, and I think hopefully to the public, that if you have something that's sensitive, complex, difficult, emotional, but requires a competent person to carry it, Jen Bradley is your person. This bill doesn't get here, though, Mr. President, without you. This is not something traditionally I think that a lot in leadership would take the time and give the opportunity and the space. I think we just sort of sent you a message about an introduction, and you took it from there. And this is beyond all partisanship and the polarization that we see. It's just about doing the right thing. To Sheriff Purnell, this is not the optics of this politically probably looked horrible. It took incredible bravery from his position to do it, but and really, I'm sure Senator Bradley is going to make mention of it. But to Cody and Colton, this is a huge deal. It's a huge, huge deal, and I didn't want Cody to take it the wrong way when I said in the committee meeting that he has a huge responsibility, but this is a very big deal. This is the third largest state in the country. This is the upper chamber, and something is now installed and instilled in their father's name, and the responsibility is to save lives and protect lives. And to Mr. President, obviously always to Senator Bradley, my friend, who does the condo like no other, but for the Murphy family, this is a very big deal. It's tragic and it's bittersweet, but so many lives are going to be saved, Cindy Murphy, because of you.
Any other debate on the bill? Yes, Senator Osgood, in debate.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I rise to say thank you to Senator Bradley, to you, Mr. President. As a person who lived with substance use disorder disease, which is a disease that impacts your brain and your behavior and leads to the inability to control your use of legal or illegal substance, it is a brain disease. And oftentimes we're criminalized. We're put in jail. When our disease is running rampant, it sends us into very dark places where we don't have control of our behavior. And I think today the Florida Senate is sending love to people that live with this disease. So I rise as a representative of all those people that are incarcerated with this disease, all the people that are on the streets alone, all the kids that don't understand the malady of this disease and how it's breaking down their family. This is our way of being the hope that we talk about. You set the stage, Mr. President, and you said it was going to be about love. Love is an action word. And today we get to send so much love to many people like me who often feel that we're not understood, we're not seen, we're not heard, nobody cares. This is good policy. This is what policymakers do. They put policy in place to lift up those that may not ever have a seat in this chamber. But today we say, I see you, I love you, I care for you. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. God bless you.
Senator Burton, in debate.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Senator Bradley. Those of us who've been in the legislature, if you just lived in Florida for many years, you have heard us speak about mental health and wanting to do something about mental health. And this bill attacks mental health at its source, if you will, because we know the population that we're addressing in this bill suffer oftentimes from mental health issues. We expect our law enforcement officers and our officials in our prisons across this state to know what to do. And they don't always know what to do. So I appreciate that you have not just elevated the conversation around attacking mental health issues, you have provided us with some real tools that I know will make a difference in Floridians' lives for years to come. And I appreciate that you've done the good work, and I know we will all be supporting this bill today.
Any other debate? Okay. I'd like to say just a couple of things. One, Leader Pizzo, thanks for your kind words. I appreciate that. It's because of you, actually, the origin is when I became aware of the situation with Tristin. It's through you that I met Jim DeFeedy, wherever Jim is, and was recommended to watch the documentary he put together on Tristin's life and the failure of the system. Sheriff Primel is the one that introduced me to the two of you to allow that impact to start seeping into me and to begin framing me. That led me to Judge Leifman, that's been doing a lot of this work in Miami-Dade for years and getting outcomes that I didn't know existed. You know, there may be some that read this bill and hear this testimony and they might say it's soft on crime. I'd say it's strong on crime, but it's stronger on common sense. All of this happened because stars aligned. I want everybody to hear, including staff, which worked so hard on this. Humanity gets the credit for this bill. Not any particular individual, because this bill will save lives. It's going to change the trajectory for people in Florida that don't even know it yet. It's going to make our system stronger. It's going to make our system more focused on outcomes. You've heard me talk about that over and over. This is a big deal, y'all. This is a big deal. I'm proud to preside over it. Senator Bradley, you're recognized to close.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill is so long overdue. We have, as a state, mistaken our huge investment in mental health for actual achievement and outcomes. We have spent the money. We just have done it in a way that has not provided outcomes, has not provided a system that is built to handle the acutely mentally ill in our communities. And there is a better way. We do not need to incarcerate the mentally ill who break a law because they are mentally ill. Let's provide a roadmap. Let's provide some off-ramps before these individuals find themselves in the deep end of the criminal justice system with tragic consequences. This bill is a significant step forward. And Mr. President, you mentioned Judge Leifman, who has been doing incredible work in Miami-Dade, a national and international expert on mental health in our criminal justice system. And he said recently that this is the most significant legislation on mental health since the passage of the Baker Act. And I think he's exactly right. This bill provides hope, it will save lives, and more importantly, or just as importantly, this is a bill for public safety. Getting treatment and long-term stability for these individuals is a public safety bill. This is a bill that will make communities stronger, and it doesn't just provide the roadmap, it provides the resources. It allows local communities who want to adopt these model programs in their community to be able to apply to the grant funds and work together to be able to get us there. It's just a good bill. And Mr. President, thank you for not only always being tough on a problem, but being compassionate for people. And to the Murphys, this doesn't happen without you. It just doesn't happen without you. Tristin was incredibly blessed, more blessed than he may have ever known, to have you as his parents. And to Colton and Cody, who have you as their grandparents, and were lucky enough to have Tristin as their dad. What an incredible legacy in the state of Florida of hope and redemption for all others that suffered like Tristin did. The future is brighter because of them. And I thank you so much for being here. And members, I ask for your support in this very good bill.
Before we open the board, Mr. Murphy and Ms. Murphy, would you please stand? Yep. Yep. So if you would, Mr. and Ms. Murphy, please continue to stand. The Secretary, please unlock the board, and the senators will proceed to vote. Have all senators voted? Lock the board and record the vote.
37 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
Congratulations. Show the bill passes. Well, yes. Hearing a motion to open the board for co-sponsorship. Secretary, please open the board, record co-sponsorship of the Tristin Murphy Act. All right, I like it when it's all green. Lock the board, record the vote.
37 co-sponsors, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you. Fantastic.